So let's bring in a guy who sees it a little bit differently. Dr. Hank Scheinkoff is a Democratic strategist, president of his own corporation in New York City. So let's start with President Biden. If you were advising him, and he'd be wise to hire you, how would you tell him to present what I just said tomorrow night?
First, let's go back to something you said during your presentation, which I thought was important. We need to give credit where credit is due. Operation Warpspeed gave us the vaccine. We need to credit President Trump, and now let's go forward. That was exactly on the mark.
Why do you think that Joe Biden has not done that?
Well, that would go against large portions of the coalition that elected him, and they wouldn't want to hear that. But I think that in the interest of our politics, we have to be more honest than not whenever we can and understand where partisanship interferes with discussion. So that's the reason why. That being said, Bill, if I were Joe Biden's advisor, among the things I would do is cut down the shopping lists. Okay, I'd want to make more sharp partisan and social class distinctions. The strategy here is to create a larger coalition, as you noted, to elect Democrats in 2022 and to reelect Joe Biden or whomever in 2024. How do you do that? You find common grievance and common enemy, which is generally what occurs in all partisan politics. In this case, it will be the rich and those who choose not to help those who apparently need help. Now that the
all right,
the
let me stop you there because that's 100% correct what you just said. I would be in the wealthy category. All right, I would be there. I pay an enormous amount of tax. I tell my accountant Swifty, pay it all. All right. Number one, I don't want to go to the penitentiary. And under President Clinton, I got audited 3 years in a row for political audits. And then I finally said, if you do it again, I'm going to sue the Clinton administration. I'm going to sue you. And then they stopped. So I know what the game is. But I pay an enormous amount of tax. In addition, I have a foundation named after my parents. And I give millions of dollars of my hard-earned money away to charity. Millions of dollars. So am I one of the evil rich guys that Joe Biden should be taking more from?
The answer is you're not one of the evil rich, but there's a serious problem for this democracy overall, which is the gap between the resource gap and the income gap, and the inability of certain portions of the electorate to be able to transfer wealth intergenerationally. And you have to solve it somehow. That's the larger policy question.
That's true. But you don't solve it by giveaways. You don't solve it that way. There's a very excellent passage in the Bible that says you don't give the people a fish, you teach them how to fish. Yet the Democratic progressive movement is all about giveaways. We're going to give you, give you, give you, give you, give you. All right? Not train you, not teach how to invest in public schools. Instead, we're going to teach you to hate white people. That's the critical race theory.
Phil, I think it's part of it may be race, and that's fine. But a lot of it on the younger progressives is just a general sense of anger, as if we somehow owe them something. Now, I grew up high school dropout at one point, had no home, no nothing, and I worked as a counterman, a unionized restaurant worker, and that's what I thought my life would be. And then I got lucky. Those opportunities, unfortunately, don't exist for many people today. So anger.
How did you get lucky? How did you get lucky?
A free education, publicly paid for education was my way out of
we have that
deep blue collar.
We have that in New York, where we both live. You can go pre-K to grad school free if you're in a certain category of earnings.
Possibly so. CUNY, City University today has tuitions. SUNY has tuitions. They're not as extraordinary, but for some people they are. But going back to the political questions, which is why you have me here. Biden problem is there's too much on that shopping list. It's sharp. Frankly, if he's trying to create class distinctions, which is what it appears to be, he's dulling that knife. It should be sharper. If from his perspective, I'm just analyzing it for you. And frankly, there's too much there to make that the case. He's also trying to create a social class division that is biracial, because we know in the heartland and other places where the industrial economy has kind of fallen apart, there are people living in very serious conditions who could use the financial help and relief from the federal government from his perspective. So it works. It's a way to take back from the Republicans, the white, blue collar Catholics, frankly, and others that they were able to get in the post Reagan world, which has changed now because of whatever deindustrialization, a change in how we earn our livings, and a change in the social networks that are a result of the
All right, we'll see
of the place
if that
in which we work.
overrides the damage to the marketplace. Final question for you. I have said that Joe Biden is the most liberal president ever in this republic by far. FDR would be second. Am I wrong?
I think FDR was much more liberal, and Joe Biden we have yet to spend enough time with him to see what actually happens. Thus far, we're not seeing a lot of things enacted.
Do you believe that FDR, at any point in his administration, would have looked into the camera and told the nation that the United States is a racist country? Do you believe FDR would have done that?
FDR would never have said that.
Okay.
And certainly...
I rest my case, doctor. I rest my case. Hey, I hope you come back. You're a smart, honest guy, and that's what we're looking for here, and we appreciate your time very much. Fellow Americans, I am concerned about the U.S. dollar. Huge debt, as you know. Will it stay as the world's reserve currency? That's why now more than ever, I recommend you diversify with gold and silver. And the only company I recommend, and have for years, is American Hartford Gold. I trust them. I've personally done business with them. They sell physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your IRA. And they make it very easy. So call them right now. Make sure you tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you, and they will give you up to $2,500 of free silver on your first order. Since I have been recommending American Hartford Gold, gold shot up more than 40%. Silver, more than 60%. So don't wait. Call them now. 866-501-5201. 866-501-5201. Or text Bill to 65532. Again, that's 866-501-5201. Or text Bill to 65532. Bill O'Reilly here. Thank you for watching this video, and make sure you subscribe to the First TV YouTube page. Just hit the big red subscribe button below, and you'll get clips and highlights of my program, The No Spin News, every single day. We'll see you soon.